Howdy ho.
Hello.
This is Ed. This is Chris. We are doing our weekly virtual tasting of our Thursday night wines. And we have a couple beauties here. And as you can see, we've already gotten into them.
Well, it wasn't our fault. There was an emergency.
Right. Well, we do have video issues from time to time here. And this is the one. This is the recording that's going to work great.
Last week worked, didn't it?
No. On
It
your end, it did.
It was the upload that
Oh
didn't
boy,
work.
it was.
The video itself ran to completion, but the upload took 6 weeks.
Right.
If I understand correctly.
Yeah, it crashed multiple times. But, somehow, some way we get it delivered to you guys, and we. It's
A lot of technology in your world. You're doing newsletters and
Oh yes.
videos, and makes you just want to chop down a tree, doesn't it?
I'm better at chopping down trees.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it feels good to just go out and do something and have it done instead of everything being such a process.
Right. Well, luckily, I've got plenty of that kind of work to do at Mom's house, so I can take out my frustrations
The
on
wind
her.
didn't do enough, I take it.
For trees and bushes and yard and whatnot. Well, I guess technically we had our elections yesterday, and now we're just going to have to wait for a couple months before we find out.
I think they're going to declare a winner today or tomorrow, but then there'll be the contesting of the declaration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exciting times.
Well.
People love power, don't they?
Yep.
You want to cling to it any way you can.
Well, I'm just hoping that our restaurants can stay open, Chef.
That's where all my prayers are going right now. I don't like our chances.
We do love doing the virtual stuff, but we like to do it in conjunction with having the restaurant open as well.
Tandem, if you will.
That's right. We like both sides. We don't want to choose one.
No, we don't. It's not good for everybody's emotional well-being.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, I guess dying isn't really good for you.
That's bad for business.
There's got to be a balance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we have been very fortunate here in the restaurant. We've continued our streak of probably 9-10 weeks in a row. Great.
Solid.
Yeah, solid.
Halloween was a little sluggish the day.
Always.
But
one of the worst nights in the restaurant.
It is, but
it wasn't as bad as it has been.
Not at all, and we still slugged out a decent week. So I was really proud of everybody and everything.
You did a lot of catering.
Yeah.
And
glad to have that rear view.
And by the time you see this video, you should already know that we have great family meals and a market menu, and Chef plans to bolster that for the holidays, because we have all these people out there that love Chris's holiday food. So it's time. It's already upon us.
It's right around the corner, and it's a great time of year to let us take care of it, and you just focus on what's important, which is your family and spending time together and getting your house ready. And let us do. You don't need to be washing dishes and running through the store 16 times. We'll take care of all that for you. It'll be delicious, and you can enjoy what the holidays are for each other.
Yeah, so be ready for those menus to be released, and if you have any questions, you can always call us up here at the winery or email. Either way, we will get what you need.
And we do special requests too. I mean, we're going to put out a menu of our suggestions, but if there's something craving or wanting, you just give us a call. We'll take care of it.
What's the strangest request you've had?
I had. There was a lady who I love dearly, and she's no longer with us, but she used to bring me all of her grandmother's recipe cards, and wanted her holiday meal made exactly how those cards read, not how I wanted to do it.
But no one ever makes it like Grandma made it.
That's true. I just thought that. It's like, well,
that's a lot of pressure, is what I'm trying to say.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I didn't feel that pressure. I guess some people would, but I mean, this lady was a good cook, and I'm like,
yeah,
you have the cards.
You have the china,
and I mean, I'll do anything for money. So I mean, it wasn't.
I've heard that.
I just thought it was odd. It's like, well, why don't you do it? You normally want me to do it for how I do it.
She probably just doesn't want to, like you said, spend her
days in the kitchen.
Yeah,
but that was it probably wasn't the strangest in terms of a wild request, but I mean, I just thought that was. I mean, everything had to be just so.
Well, I'll tell you what mine was. I was doing a wedding in South Carolina.
All right.
I mean, they spent gobs of money. They had plenty to spend, and we had a beautiful menu design. It was just the nicest things you can
All
imagine.
the nice things. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all those things you're thinking about if you were trying to impress your colleagues and family and whatnot. And they had one request that they did one of their family favorite dishes for an hors d'oeuvre. I'm like, sure, whatever. I mean, this bill was so massive. I'm like, yeah, I'll do whatever. It was bacon wrapped saltines.
Oh.
Yeah, bacon wrapped saltines, and they wanted like 1,000 of them to be served on silver platters, mind you, for the wedding. And guess who did it? I did it.
Of course you did it.
Of course I did it. But that was a strange request.
I don't, and I'm rarely stumped.
There's a lot of salt and a lot of
Well, no,
sodium
first
going
of all,
on
I'm
there.
rarely stumped, but I mean, how do you bacon wrap a saltine?
It's interesting because, when you bake it wrapped in a saltine, it's raw bacon. When you bake it.
Oh,
and
okay. So that was I was like,
But here, the thing
wouldn't the
is,
saltine
yeah,
burn up?
but you got to do it on low heat, and the grease soaks into it. Oh, it's
No thanks.
lovely. Anyway,
That's
they enjoyed it. I guess I did it right.
It'd be a no from me, but it wasn't my wedding. That wasn't.
I can tell you this: you need a lot of water if you're drinking that. Sodium
A
galore.
lot. You could eat. I mean, especially what was it? A couple hundred people at the wedding.
Oh, it was a staggering number.
So, but I mean, still, they were counting on 3 per person.
Oh,
Something. Yes.
yeah,
Significant.
no, it was. Well, elections, that's passed. We got Thanksgiving on the way. Also, I just want to make an announcement that we are going to do some brunches around the holidays. We're going to bookend the weekends, Sundays of each of our major holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So that'll be 4 total brunches on the Sundays before and after Thanksgiving and Christmas. And Chef Chris might actually let me cook something for a change. So that may or may not be an advantage for y'all to come. I don't know.
Well, it'd be a heck of an advantage because you're going to be on the omelet station, and your omelets are always great because you have patience. And
I love to make omelets. Also love to drink wine, Chef. So we should probably talk about this before it's all gone.
We should probably drink wine while you're making omelet.
Maybe closer to 3 o'clock than 1 o'clock.
How about for second?
Okay, that's fair. Well, since we've rambled on and probably wasted 10 minutes of your video, let's talk about some wines. So these are 2 of the 4 wines we're having on Thursday. We do this every Thursday. We'd love to do it. And thanks for giving us the opportunity and the spotlight to do it.
Thank you.
And I think what we're up to now, how many people saw it last time? 20 maybe.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Yes, we're huge.
Huge.
Well, we're going to get into some age wine here,
Actually, it was
right?
33.
Was it really?
Last time I looked, it was
Now, how many of those views were from you?
1.
Really?
Mrs. Wishart watched it too, so
Oh.
maybe my household had too,
Right.
but
Yeah.
not the same device though.
That's true. We're going to get into some age wine. This is a 2010 Rioja. Now, this is a beautiful Tempranillo, and it's really, of course, we decanted, and I highly recommend you decant. And just a little heads up, these corks can get a little fragile. So,
Yes.
if you have an osso, which is the 2-pronged, or something that kind of one of those pump ones that pop the cork out. Something that's less aggressive towards the cork, that might be an option for you. Or you can just roll the dice like I do often and just use the old school one, which I have right
Well, and we bought some of this for the house, and I destroyed the first 2 corks because I'm a monkey.
Yeah,
But-
you gotta have a little salt.
And then I learned, when using just the traditional, if you do like 2 twists, bring it out, 2 more twists, bring it out a little bit, 2 more twists, that worked.
Go easy breezy. So anyway, these wines tend to take on so many different flavors as they age, and I just really we're talking about holiday food, and I think that this wine goes so great with a lot of the holiday favorites that I like, and that's duck and lamb. And because this has such a figgy date, kind of that exotic dried fruits and spice, cardamom, cinnamon, like all these, even maybe some star anise. There's those rich tones in here and richer dried fruit. I think that's really just complementary to that style of food, which hopefully I'll be enjoying in a couple weeks.
You won't have to wait long.
Yeah.
You won't have to wait long at all.
Also, this is versatile. The weight of it is what I would consider more of a medium weight. This is not a massively overdrawn, reductive style. It's just really light on its feet, and so that gives it versatility as well. So you can enjoy it with a lot of other foods, not just game. You can enjoy it with chicken. You can enjoy it with mushrooms. You can enjoy it with vegetables. You can certainly enjoy it with cheese.
This is a great cheese one.
Yeah. But just enjoy it. That's the key. But it definitely takes on a whole different profile when you have 10 years of aging. And it's something that I'm very drawn to. I like the depth of flavor, the not so it's not so fresh that it tastes like it's like a fresh squeezed fruit. It tastes more like it's
The dried fruit.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely
And I like that a lot. Chef, what do you want to pair with this?
Well, we've got two great things with this. We've got a new cheese. We got a new cheese from this creamery in South Carolina called, I can't remember it right now, but it's great. And this is an extra sharp Gouda.
Oh.
And just it's a new creamery, and it's certainly new to us. They haven't been around a terribly long time, but their cheese is getting a lot of great reviews. We're excited to have that in. Just came in today, so I haven't tried it, but it comes in very highly recommended from our cheesemonger, who has never led us astray. So I'm excited to use that, and we're going to do the lamb salami with this cheese. So from Sunrays Farms. Which is here in North Carolina as well. So we've got our lamb and our cheese.
That's so cool. Those little lamb live their life grazing under solar panels. That's such a great concept.
You get 2 for 1.
Yeah. Exactly.
You get a multi-use farm, and then, so it's not just one or the other. You're getting both out of the same acreage.
Yep. And solar panels are continually important. People, you see them more and more. My dad covered his whole house with them.
Well, they're brilliant. I mean, and there's no reason not to harness the power of the sun, just like we do water and all the elements. The storage of that harnessed power, I understand, has always been the hard thing, but they're getting closer. They're getting closer to being able to not just use it while the sun's out, but they're getting better at harnessing it to store to use later when it's not. But exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah, good stuff. And so you got to keep those solar panels clear and free of weeds and grass, and that's where these little lambs.
Yeah, little lambs come through.
They come and take care of business. Now, it's those little lambs are a lot cheaper than paying your guy in his zero turn to mow the area.
Believe it. Well, and also, if you're that into solar, you probably don't want to be burning up your land with gas and diesel and all those things. So,
absolutely.
So I mean, you're keeping with the spirit of the style.
Yep, absolutely. It was a great enterprise, great idea, and when we did that dinner with them, we really enjoyed that.
It's great land. It's great land as well. It's a good turnout for that.
Once the COVID thing gets settled, controlled,
vaccine at least.
Yeah, then we'll be able to do fun dinners like that once again.
Miss those.
Yeah. They're always educational, social. That's a big thing.
Big thing.
It's always a social event when we get together for stuff like that. So we're gonna have some killer cheese and meats and killer wine. Great way to spend a Thursday evening.
God, no kidding. not gonna lie, not a shabby way to spend a late Wednesday.
That's true. And make sure everybody out there in YouTube land knows about us. So share it, tell a friend, subscribe,
share,
like all that good stuff. Yep. Well, this is a new one to us, but it is an old school wine. These guys have been since the 80s. And in terms of California wines, that's ancient.
That's pioneer stuff.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking about the Central Coast. So the Central Coast is that area south of San Fran, down to Santa Barbara, and you got Monterey in there. And there's just a much cooler climate than north of San Francisco, where you have Napa and Sonoma. Now Napa and Sonoma is known for having those great cooling evenings in the fog that helps lets the grapevines retain their acidity. Further south from San Francisco, it's even cooler. It gets it rarely gets warm actually during the day, and that gives you a whole different kind of feel. So just hours away, you have a whole different style of wine. Now, I know Merlot hasn't been the most popular grape in the world the last 15 years because of a silly movie, but I can assure you that Merlot is a noble grape. It's one of the most important grapes in my mind in the world, and gosh darn it, we should drink more of it. And you can get it at a great price these days.
Yeah, and I think we probably get way too much information from Hollywood.
Yep, that's true.
I don't really think they're qualified to.
They tell us everything we're supposed to do.
Everything. We know it all.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But just back to Claude Deschamps, beautiful producer, like I said, from the late 80s. And this is a beautiful wine. It does have a little bit of age. It's a 2016, so very integrated. And also saw French oak, which you can really pick up on the nose. There's a ton of vanilla on this. It almost feels like when you put your nose into it that you're going to have something that's kind of overly oaked. But once it hits your palate, you're going to realize that this is beautifully balanced. And I wanted a Merlot, and so I tasted 10 or 12 Merlots. I was looking for something to sell here at the restaurant by the glass. And, Tyler, our winemaker, we do a lot of winemaker tastings in the barrel room where we go through our wines that we make here, that he makes, and we do comparisons and contrasts of wines from around the world. And our Merlot stacks up great against lots of Merlots around the world, and so we always want to have a Merlot from different parts of the country that we can compare and talk about, because we think the Yadkin Valley wines are important, and we think it's important to know what other Merlots do. This grape is, obviously it's or maybe not obviously, but you should know that it's a Bordeaux varietal, and it's, Bordeaux, arguably some of the best wines in the world, if not the best wines in the world. And Merlot is, if you're on the right bank, Merlot is the grape.
That is the grape.
And even on the left bank, there could still be plenty of Merlot blended in with your cab. So this is a grape that's very important to the wine world, and it shines in a lot of different places. And so we like to showcase how it changes and what it can bring to you in different styles from around the world. Now this, to me, on the palate, is very almost grippy.
It's very grippy. It's got a great it's got a great finish. It lingers. Good legs too.
Yeah.
But
it's not a dainty Merlot.
It's not a dainty Merlot, and you can get some watery Merlots out there, and this is certainly not one of them.
Yeah.
The wine world owes Bordeaux a debt it can never repay. And to pick on some of the varietals that make up Bordeaux, I think is just the height of arrogance. Mm-hmm. The people who are, the reason the most popular wines, the best wines in the world are blends, are because of Bordeaux.
Yeah.
And you know, Merlot has just blazed a trail to make balanced wines, and it's so integral to so many things,
They set very high standards.
and it shouldn't be put on the back shelf.
That's right. Well, this is a beaut, and you know, we have tons of bright red fruit and tons of blackberry and blueberry on the finish. I love all the fruit in this.
A lot of blackberry on this. It's just delicious.
Yep. Tannins are very integrated. They're not submissive. They let you know they're there, and also great acidity here. This would be a great food wine in so many different ways, and it's not going to be, you know, I'm not going to sit here and try to say Merlot is Cab. This has a lot of Cab attributes to it, just like in Bordeaux. You know, one of the big things in Bordeaux when you're doing blind tastings, a lot of times, you know, Merlot and Cab can be, you know, flavor profile. They can, you know, you're kind of guessing it sometimes. It's hard to tell the difference between the two. And this certainly has a lot of Cab characteristics to it, but I feel like this has a more food-friendly weight to it. I think you're gonna find it to be killer. I mean, killer with pizzas, burgers. Heck, I think this would really be good with lamb too. I've just got lamb on my brain.
Yeah, you do. You're in lamb mode. But
Yeah.
pizza was the first thing that came to mind when I tried this.
Mhm.
It was-
Absolutely delicious. What are you thinking about throwing their way?
Well, we're gonna have a picnicky style offering with this, and just another thing about I mean, some of the pairings we're offering and the weight of this wine is great all year.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can have this in the heat of the summer at a
winter.
barbecue, or it could settle up to a lamb in January. And
Yeah.
that's the beauty of this style of wine. It's not limited. So many wines remind us of, they kind of get pigeonholed into certain things where
Sure.
you know you can enjoy this all year long. Doing brisket.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got a Brasstown.
I know there's people
Brisket.
smiling right now
I
out
hope
there
so.
thinking about your brisket. Your
I'm
brisket
smiling
gets
thinking
more,
about the end pieces you and I are going to
I
get
know.
to eat.
You get more comments on your brisket than, and that's saying something. That your crab cakes probably,
Yeah.
but brisket's a close second.
I've worked hard on it to perfect this, and not perfect. I shouldn't have said that. To get it where it is.
You'll never,
I'm
you'll
never
never,
perfecting
yeah, you're always tweaking.
But I've worked hard to get it to a place I'm happy with it, and it's going to be great. I made a beautiful potato salad with some roasted cauliflower in it.
Sweet.
So that earthy cauliflower with the fatty potato salad,
Oh yeah.
with the salt and pepper brisket.
Tomorrow's gonna be a good day, or in your case, today is a good day.
That's right. And you know, and then again, you know, it's that brisket potato salad, great in the heat of summer. It's great in the winter.
It sure is.
Just like this wine. I mean, they're seasonless.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Well, and I tell you what, that's kind of appropriate for the weather we have. We had, you know, we're down to 32 2 days ago, and it'll be 70 tomorrow, and then it'll be, you know, it's like living in North Carolina is like a roller coaster ride weather-wise.
The weather this time of year is like a Keno ticket.
Yeah. You lose it?
17, 75, 51,
Oh, gotcha.
62,
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
You know, it's all over the place.
Absolutely. And that makes me want to go head out and
Yes.
get some Keno.
I do.
Well,
We have time.
yeah. Well, we enjoy our meetings with you every week, and we sure do appreciate you supporting us. It's just been a really fun ride, and you know, the political landscape right now, who knows what's going to happen next week, but you know, either way, you know, you'll get to see us. So
And that's good or bad.
good or bad, however you want to go.
So if we're not killed in a riot, we'll be here
Right.
drinking wine and talking about food, and it's just going to be fun. And
Yeah.
there's certainly the sun's always going to come up, and these folks come and go, but here we are, right?
Cheers to that, Chef. Cheers to you folks, and we will see you next week.
Look forward to it. Take care, everyone.
You should be loving this right now.
It's delicious.